22 years ago, the Provisional IRA bombed Docklands, killing 2 people and injuring many others. Today, there's anger from survivors here in London who say people injured in Northern Ireland have received superior support, care and money. Chris Rogers reports.
The shock and trauma for victims of the Docklands bombing lasted long beyond 1996.
It's not always easy for me. I lost my 2 dear friends. I was buried alive in the rubble. And I wake up sometimes with terrible nightmares. There's countless victims and that we know that still live in fear, still have nightmares, still have flashbacks, and they suffer with PTSD due to terrorist violence through IRA attacks.
Once the headlines dwindle, once the dead are buried and the injured return home, this is what a survey of more than 2,000 IRA bombing victims across the UK says happens next.
We must be the only country where we have a government who tells the victims of Libyan-sponsored terrorism through IRA attacks, go and fight for yourselves. Well, that's our preliminary report that's been compiled, and the Northern Ireland, we're intending to deliver that tomorrow.
The report by the Docklands Victims Association reveals a lack of financial support and medical care. The government does plan to compensate victims of the Troubles through a pension scheme, but only those in Northern Ireland.
Of years with people with suicidal tendencies as well as committing suicide, I find that abhorrent. The IRA terrorism, the Troubles in Northern Ireland, affected countless people in GB, countless people in central London, countless people in the Republic of Ireland.
A plaque acts as a permanent reminder of what happened here on that dreadful night in 1996. Over the years, a staggering number of attacks were carried out by the IRA just on London. In fact, there were more than 500 attacks in England, most of them in London. 11 troops were killed in 1982 when twin bombs detonated in Hyde Park and Regent's Park. The following year, 6 people were killed by a bomb in Harrods. In 1991, a mortar attack on Downing Street almost killed the Prime Minister John Major. 2 years later, a truck bomb in Bishopsgate kills 1 and injures 44. And then in 1996, the Docklands bombing, killing 2 of Jonathan's friends, and he was among 40 injured.
I have a duty to make sure all the voices are heard. It's not always easy, but I intend to do so because the government, for some reason, do not speak for us. So the victims are speaking.
He'll hand in his report to the government tomorrow. A spokesman told us all victims' views